Hello and welcome to Perilous Pursuits, a live D&D podcast where a bunch of us nerdy-ass friends sit around a Zoom call and play D&D. Tonight we follow a fledgling group heading north into Icewind Dale. Warning, some content may not be suitable for all audiences. He's ready.
Okay.
What's going on?
So we were traveling through the wastelands and we fought some ice methods, and we made it to Targos, where we inquired about Sefik Keltro. Tried to get some information on him. We visited the Triglio, and we met, I think his name is Justin, and bought some torches. We went to it wasn't an inn, it was just a
Tavern.
The
Yeah.
Three Flags Sailing.
Yeah,
Three Flags Sailing Tavern, and had some stew and some mead.
yeah. Drinks and little umbrellas.
Yeah. And I talked to a guy named Donald, and he gave me a lot of information about Sefik Keltro, and possibly that they had just might have been the adventurers that left on dog sleds, but maybe not. So we're headed now north to Turlemaine, and possibly to the mines there. That's the information I have leading to Sefik Keltro.
Yeah, excellent.
Okay,
And you just gave me my money.
I
I think the last thing we did was you gave me my money.
Yeah, I gave you your money.
Begrudgingly.
You did. So, you guys were coming up towards the end of your day. If I remember right, you asked if you could go into the night a little bit to get closer to Turlemaine, and Aaron and Metha agreed to continue into the night a little bit longer than they would normally go, knowing that they've got rations stocked up from Targos. You travel for like maybe an hour down the road, and it is plunging into darkness. The temperature is dropping again, and the wind seems to have picked up across the lake. As you guys have like seen and exited Targos on the east side, you have gone east and started kind of like curling up to the north, and you can see the hills and the wind coming off the lake of whatever that lake is called. It's called Mer Dualden. It's definitely colder on this side leaving Targos. You can definitely feel the effects of the wind coming off that lake. And I think we will start our session with a bit of a rest, because you guys are going to bed down for the night. Metha and Aaron will politely get everything ready for eating. They will again feed you all. If there's anything you guys would like to talk about during the evening meal, if you have questions or anything of like that for Metha and Aaron, feel free to ask. If not, we will go straight into the watch of the night. Any questions? Nope. Okay, sounds good. So nothing but small chit chat about obviously cold weather, maybe about the ice methods from the day before, and basically maybe other things maybe Metha and Aaron would have seen on their travels. The Aaron will obviously take the first watch and then look to the rest of the group in a typical manner of who is going to take the second and the third watch. Do we have any volunteers?
I will take a watch.
Okay, are you going to watch with Aaron, or are you going to watch on the second watch?
I'll do the second watch.
Okay.
The worst watch.
Any volunteers for the first or the second or third to join them?
I could sit out there for a little bit.
Okay. Do you want to join Aaron or do you want to join Zoko or start at the third?
Sure.
In great deliberation, Quincy has decided to join Aaron in the first watch. So now we have Aaron and Quincy on the first watch, Zoko taking a watch by himself on the second. Does anyone have volunteer for the third?
Smoke volunteers.
Smoke volunteers for the third. Sure. Does Maximus join him on the third?
Nope.
Are you sure about that? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Smoke told me he'd rather just do it himself.
Did Gord tell you that he plays Smoke with like a Rastafarian accent?
Yeah, man.
Hey, man.
Oh man.
He totally doesn't. I never got Wakandan out of him either. I never noticed Wakandan before.
So as you guys get ready for bed, obviously the wind is making it colder. Smoke, you are finding it even inside the heated caravan is getting cold. It's cutting through your furs. You are wearing your winter clothing inside the caravan where it's heated because you are not used to this cold temperature. You come from the sunny grass plainlands of the savannah. You like the heat, and you are in the opposite place. Quincy, if you want to give me a perception check with Aaron.
I'm going to use roll 20.
We're sleeping right now, right?
Yes, we are.
Okay,
Yeah,
Look at that.
But he stays up for like 10 extra minutes before everyone until everyone falls asleep, and then tries to like cuddle next to somebody for more warmth.
Did you see what I rolled?
Nope.
20 plus 1.
How do I not see did you roll that in D&D Beyond or?
Yeah, D&D Beyond.
Okay, I did not see that. I should open up a character in that.
Oh, I got the wrong character loaded. I don't need Meridoc.
Says you're my DM.
Yep, I know. I just don't have. Whatever. I'll trust your roll.
Yeah, it's 21. I see it.
So you are obviously very attuned to this land, Quincy. You are getting more adjusted to this cold weather. You are proving your old man strength of being tough as nails, so to speak, as the wind and weather and the inclement times doesn't phase your keen mind to staying attuned and aware of your surroundings. Aaron and you make small talk. Obviously, the weather is awful outside. It is blowing snow. It's not snowing, but it's just the wind itself coming off the lake is just making it ugly today. Your watch goes by uneventfully. You guys come inside the caravan and you wake Zoko up.
Hey, wake up! Wake up!
Wake up!
How was the watch?
I didn't see anything.
Oh, that's really boring. I'm gonna go kill some shit.
Okay.
Good watching.
You have fun with that, you young whippersnapper.
Good night to you, Quincy.
Quincy, do you want to give me a constitution check so you know how well you go pee?
I get out of the caravan first.
I nailed that sucker. Oh, that's a con save.
Yeah, it is.
How do I do a con check? Still hit the bucket.
Perfect. I don't know what you rolled. You have to tell me.
15.
Okay. You are feeling a little bit more youthful after your watch. Maybe it might have been the cold weather. I don't know, but you feel pretty spry, and you rest. You after you do your business, you crawl into your bunk and you stretch, and everything is cracking in the right spot as you roll over and go to sleep. Zoko, you come outside for your watch, and for someone like yourself, it is obviously cold outside, but it is not. It's not awful. It's the wind is the worst of it here. The snow is like biting at your eyes, and it's like causing like a little bit of like ice to form around the sides where your eyes are watering from the snow and the bits of snow that are getting in your eyes. Can you make a perception check?
We're 21.
Perfect. Over the howl of the wind over the lake, you hear faint howls of wolves trying to communicate with each other, trying to maybe get in touch with one of the packs to another as they're maybe trying to look for something to hunt. You just hear it faintly, just ever so slightly over the wind. What would you like to do? Just stay by the caravan,
Yeah.
poke your head out. Okay.
Are we doing the last time we had to put a rope around us because of the blizzard, but is it still?
Yeah, this is not a full blizzard. Like,
okay.
This is just blowing snow coming down off of the lake. It is just making like awful weather, like bits of loose snow are flying everywhere. It's like snowdrift making wind.
Right. So if it's safe enough that I know I'm not going to lose the caravan, I'll just run like a 10-foot radius around the caravan. Just run in circles. Stay warm.
Yeah, I mean, you'll be fine. You're going to stay warm enough as is. You basically are keeping time with like doing 2 or 3 laps every hour just to stay warm, and just stopping every 5-10 minutes to just make sure you're aware of your surroundings, and just pausing to see if the howls are coming closer, and they kind of seem to be staying at the same distance. It's hard to tell with all the wind that's already picking up. Your watch finishes and you go to wake Smoke up.
Yes. Smoke, my brother, it's your turn for the watch.
I really needed that rest. I feel like I'm a new man.
You
Hey,
go to Smoke's bunk.
Funny.
You go to Smoke's bunk and you don't find him there. You actually are wandering through and you see him cuddled into Ponto, and Ponto is the small spoon and Smoke is the big spoon, and he's just huddled in there trying to gain a little bit of warmth. And Ponto's like this. He's like, oh, it's so nice and warm. He's just stretched out.
I will try and not make Ponto.
Yeah, I guess it's my turn.
Your turn.
Have a good rest, my friend.
You too. Be safe.
Okay, so Smoke, you come out. You're obviously, all the furs are bundled up. Your gloves are on. Your hat is on, and your mane is floofed out, and your hat is kind of coned it in. So you look like you have a giant afro, and you're wearing this fur toque on the top of it, and it's kind of just all out everywhere. You've got your coat pulled up, and the wind is just howling still. You can see that the snow on the road is being washed. All the tracks are being washed away, so to speak, as the wind continues to howl. Can you roll a perception check?
Sorry, I have to roll in a different character than Smokes.
Oh yeah. If you have Smoke's page up, does it still allow you to like
Click on stuff? No.
click on
No,
like the
it's
rolling
It's
buttons?
only no, it's only a view only.
Viewing, yeah.
Oh, brutal.
So that is a 6.
Wow, that is spectacular. Um
And can I do a thing?
Yep.
As Smoke wakes up and leaves, and obviously Ponto gets much colder.
Yep.
I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna use all 3 of my magic tinkering on my small cubes that I have to emit a 5-foot light, and I'm just gonna pot shot as close to Maximus's head that I can and emit 5-foot light all around his head.
You got to make a roll for that, though, right?
Yeah, sure. Roll dexterity check.
Sure, do you want me to do it 3 times or?
Sure.
All right, so I'm gonna use my halfling luck to re-roll that one.
Oh, come on.
Is this yesterday's luck?
No,
No,
I just get it
halfling
on-
luck is
I
just
get it
like
on once.
continuously.
I just
I
get it
can't
all-
hear you, Mike. Your mic's not down.
He still has to take the second roll. So if he rolls 2 ones in a row, it's still a 1.
So that's a 14 for the first throw,
Mm-hmm.
an 18 for the second, and a 10 for the third.
The 10 goes a little wide and kind of like clanks to the ground, but the other 2 kind of catch inside his bunk. The 18 for sure is kind of like within about 3 feet of his head, and the 14th kind of rolls down to his feet.
So yeah, just a light that's just sort of like emit, and it sort of glows up for a second and then it goes away. It glows and then it goes away.
Like
It
a
glows,
hazard.
goes away. Yep.
Maximus, with all this light going on, I feel like you should roll, I want to say a sleeping check, but that seems like a constitution check instead.
All right.
Where did the third one end up?
On the floor.
Oh, okay.
It kind of rolled on the other side and bounced out of the bunk.
So that's 19.
Oh yeah, you can in your dreams you can see these flashes of light, and in your mind you're playing your guitar or whatever
I'm on stage
the
and the
lute. You're on
lights are
stage,
going.
the lights are going, and you're having this like mental image of like you doing amazing at like this gig you've got in East Haven in your mind, and you're like mentally preparing for the success that you're gonna do there.
No.
So Ray just got in trouble.
Wasn't me, it was the dog.
Oh,
That's always the
you
story,
reacted
right?
so fast. So you're mentally like, imaging your success in the gig, and you're doing well, and you're going on these riffs of these octaves changes and the key changes with, and you're really riling up the crowd, and it's amazing.
Gonna be good.
We go back to Smoke outside, and what was your perception check again?
It's like
6,
or
if I'm not
something.
mistaken, right? Yeah. All you know is you really hate the wind here. It is awful. It is cold. It is the worst imaginable thing you could only imagine on your enemies is the cold and the biting snow here. You wouldn't even want to wish this upon people. Nothing happens during your watch, but and hate the wind even more so now. You roll in from your watch and you wake Metha and Aaron up, and you say, nothing arrived, and they kindly thank you for your services as they start the new day. You guys can take a long rest. Not that I don't know if you need to reset anything, but you can do that. The day starts off actually. Ponto and Maximus, can you both roll a d20 for me? let's see what the weather looks like today.
I got an 8.
I rolled a 17.
Okay. For all that wind last night, it seems to have calmed down a little bit, actually. And it's not awful today, but definitely you can there's still that breeze coming in off the lake, wherever that is coming up north of the lake. It's sweeping down obviously onto the lake and then off. But it's not as bad as it was last night. You guys gather your gear, you eat your meals, you get ready, you check your gear, knowing that today you're hopefully going to find Targos or Torga, the dwarf, and her caravan, being of like a couple of 2 sled dogs and or 2 sleds and a few and like 6 or 7 sled dogs. Aaron and Metha continue the journey. Is everybody inside? Is people hanging outside? Or how are you
I
guys?
think I hang off the back so I can watch.
Okay.
Unless it's so cold that I don't want to do that anymore.
No, it's kind of like a cold spring day for you. It's cold outside, but it's not awful for you. You're maybe your jacket's on, but like your boots are on, but not your like mitts or your pants or your toque or anything. It's cold, but it's not crazy cold for you.
Okay, I will stay out of the wagon and keep an eye out.
Everybody else inside the wagon?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. As the wagon kind of jerks slowly side to side, Metha and Aaron is like, "Oh, it's a good thing we kind of got lucky last night. No real crazy weather to blow away the tracks in the snow. We kind of know our way from here."
That's the link for Becker.
Oh, okay.
If Becker wants to join, roll 20.
Yeah,
he should roll. He should join. That is correct. You're gonna have to make a character and put them on all the maps, or at least the couple maps we'll need tonight. You guys are making pretty good time, and you get to Tourmaline with some pretty good haste. Just opening up one more window for myself. You kind of come up over the hills and kind of just coming down the hills, and you can see this flat expanse of Tourmaline in front of you. You can see that if it wasn't for the wind coming off the lakes and in from the north, this would probably be one of the most picturesque towns you guys have seen. The sprawled out buildings surrounded by the tall pines on the west. You can see these beautiful towers that are very picturesque. Obviously, they're not big towers, but you can see like pointed towers, like they look like they're more wizard. Like you can see some smiths' huts and some like a little bit more activity going on in Tourmaline, because these people have the forest just off to the west so that they can burn the wood during night, so that people here are a little bit better off than some of the others. You see no walls around this town at all. It's quite like you come into a valley and there's a little like a 4-foot wall, kind of like, like a farmer's fence sitting around this village. You go down the path and the dreadful wind keeps pushing and pulling and clawing at you as you continue your way in. You see obviously a harbor of where fishers and shipbuilders would be, and you can see off on the distance, outside of it, a ways to the east, what looks to be like a gentle sloping mountain, which you probably assume is maybe the mine, maybe not. You're not quite sure of this landscape. Zoko, can you roll a history check for me?
Oh, I am so smart. I got this, guys. That's a 2.
Yeah, you don't know where it is either. You're like you're pretty sure this is tourmaline.
Yeah.
You're not 100% sure. You look at Aaron and Methane, you're like, guys, this is tourmaline, right? And they're like, yes, of course it is. And you're like, of course it is. I knew that. I knew that as well. Yes.
It's tourmaline, guys. Yeah.
I will pull you guys into a new map.
Uh-oh.
As we're traveling on the road, and I'm inside the caravan, and I'm not going outside for no reason, for nothing. But I'm got this song stuck in my head. It's the Targos sea shanty, and I'm singing it to Ponto, and I'm singing it to Quincy, and I'm like, Triglio lads, and hoist upon line, Triglio lads, and bring your fishes in. Come on, and sing with me. Grab yourselves a more, Triglio lads, and steer towards shore.
Can you roll a performance check?
Yep.
I'm all in. I'm like singing the if I can catch up with a word.
I was so close to just force muting that.
That was awesome.
That's 11.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, that seems
roll,
like an
roll
11.
another one because you actually in life did well enough.
That's worse.
Oh, no.
yes. You know that the beat is proper, but like it's a bit
I only
pitchy,
heard it
maybe.
one time. I heard it
Yeah,
one
you
time.
only heard it the one time, and it was a bit pitchy, but it was probably pretty good. He hasn't probably warmed up his
I only got the
is,
lyrics 30 minutes ago.
That's
in
awesome.
real life, probably.
Yeah.
You think it's like, oh, it was a mediocre performance. Probably need to warm up my vocal cords. It's a bit cold here. If you guys look, I revealed the tourmaline map to you guys. I don't know. Can you guys all see it?
I
Not
can.
yet.
You got to zoom way out on this map.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There.
I
Did it.
see it.
Everybody can see it?
Yeah.
Yep.
So you can see, like, as the village is sprawled out, so to speak, and you can see, like, as you drop in, you can see all these quaint little buildings and the forest just on the backside to the west and sweeping. And you haven't seen forest here before. This is the first time seeing, like, you've seen bits of scrub and trees, but this is a proper forest. Zoko, you're kind of like, oh, that would be fun to walk in because I haven't been in forests in years. Smoke, you're kind of like, oh, a forest, usually it's a bit warmer. Maybe it's a little warmer in there. Quincy, Maximus, and Ponto, you're like, cool, another forest, you weird guys. It's just cold up here. Can we just kind of like make sure to do our job proper? Like, we got to find this guy. As you're coming into the town, obviously there's a few other people on the road itself now that it's morning. And you see that everyone's obviously bundled up. All you see is kind of these little like toddler versions of humans bundled up in large snowsuits as they're kind of like, hustling along. And
I'm assuming that's
Gosh.
Becker just based on his
yes, it
reaction.
is. I'm not going to read it because I won't be able to stop giggling like you are.
Exactly.
So you come in, you can see the nice docks as you're coming in, and Methane and Aaron kind of turn back to you guys. It's like, so we're got like one, maybe two stops here. If you guys want to hop off, it's lovely meeting you guys. We've appreciated all of your help. Best of luck. We'll be here for the day. If you need a hand with something, just come find us at the Blue Clam, which is the dockside tavern. And if you talk to Vernon, they'll be able to help you. Best of luck. And they kind of shake your guys' hands, and Zoko, they give you a big hug, and they say best of luck to you, and kind of like clasp you on the shoulder as You feel like you're parting ways with good old friends.
Oh, it's so good spending time with you guys.
We will consider Metha and Aaron separated from your group now. As you come into Tourmaline, how would you guys like to proceed?
Let's get back in that hot wagon.
The wagon's leaving town right away, or they're
No, the
stay in
wagon
town?
is going to the Blue Clam. It's going to the
Okay.
tavern on the one side.
Oh yeah, I'm going to the Blue Clam. If the wagon's going to the Blue Clam, I'm going to the
No,
Blue
they ushered
Clam.
you all out,
Yeah.
knowing that you guys are now on your own, looking for Targs or Torga.
Hopefully he's in this town, or else we don't have a way to get to the next town.
Well, there's walking. There's all the other options.
Yeah,
So,
we got to make some money in this town so we can afford some dog sleds.
or
Yeah.
just it's not that far. You could walk at
Yeah,
the
but
same
we have
pace
a
the
weak
cart was
bard
going.
and an old man with a popsicle. We can't.
So the Blue Clam is like the tavern.
Is a tavern up in on the east side of Tourmaline. So you
Probably
guys,
the place
are-
to get info, maybe.
yeah, I mean, if you guys want to hitch a ride to turn to the Blue Clam, you're more than welcome to. But Metha and Aaron would probably just suggest that you ask around a little bit, because Torga's, if Maximus's information was correct, he should be here today. So
He might be in the tavern, and we
So
might
be-
want to figure out what we're gonna do, or maybe
Before
stealth
we-
in
before-
there.
Part ways. I'm sure that one of us would be wise enough to ask where a shopping center of sorts would be in this town, where maybe a trading outpost would be located, because I'm sure like the face of the group would be like, well, if we're looking for traders, then somewhere to go shopping.
I think the face of the group is the trader. Oh, you mean a different kind of trader?
trader, not
Oh,
traitor.
okay. All right. Sorry, I misunderstood.
Well, maybe Zoko would like to just sit tight, and Ponto and I can go and investigate.
Stand and look tough.
Maximus
Okay.
seems to remember all of the times that I backed him up on stage with a kazoo and everything like that. You chose the right partner in crime.
Yes, that's right.
Can you ping where we are on the map?
How can I help? I assume we came from like the southern side.
Yes, where it says
Targos.
to Targos.
Right.
That's where
Ponto,
you're
you're our
walking in.
leader. You have to keep control of the face. You tell the face what to do.
Face.
Right, Maxie?
I mean, she's just going to start wandering into town.
Wandering in. Sure.
Wandering.
You know that there is a inn called the East Side on the east side of the town. You know that there's a town hall in the center of this place. You know that there is a tavern in this place. Where would you guys like to go procure some information as to where Torg's
So you
caravan
said
should be?
The east side was another tavern?
There is like an inn on the east side called
Okay.
the East Side, and on the west side on the dock is the Blue Clam.
Gotcha.
Well, if we're looking for traders, the docks is a good place to go.
Yeah. That's also where the inn is. I think that makes sense. Or the tavern.
No,
is.
the tavern is on
Yeah.
the dock side.
Yeah, let's walk the shore.
Sure, you guys walk into town following what you assume is the main road. You walk up through the streets, around the corners, You look up and down the roads, and there's not much people going along there. You kind of keep rounding around. You get close to the town hall, and you hear you see a boy wrapped in heavy winter clothes shouting the news of the day as people pass by. When you guys get close enough, you hear the gemstone mine is closed because of monsters. Speaker Mastu is offering 50 gold to anyone who can clear it out. You hear about some other minor issues going on in town of just the lake freezing, struggling fisheries, some wolves in the wood. You hear a few other odds and ends about the town. You continue up to the.
Can I talk to the caller? They're shouting out.
Yeah, you can absolutely if you walk up to the kid, you can get up there. So.
Hey, kid, you got some information about that gem mine? What's going on? What's more specific information? And I slide him 2 coppers.
Oh, he slides those into his pockets. It's like, look here, crazy monsters in the mine. All I know is we've shut it down, which is horrible because that's where we make all of our funds to trade with the other towns right now. If you go to the town hall or the Blue Clam, I'm sure you can find the speaker, Oris Mastu, a half orc. He's the speaker. If you talk to him, he can give you the details. And then he continues back in his shouting of the gemstone mine is closed because of monsters. Speaker Mastu is offering 50 gold to anyone who can clear it out. You guys continue to the Blue Clam, or
where did he say Mastu was?
He said he probably is either at the Blue Clam or he is, if he's not at the town hall itself.
Okay.
I'm gonna whip around to Zoko and I'm just gonna like stand in front of him and just like arms up. We have to help these people. If it's their only source of income to be able to trade with the other towns, we have to go and clear out that mine for them. It's the right thing to do.
Yeah, but how much are we getting paid?
50 gold. That's what the crier said. And Pundo's our leader, so we have to listen to him.
Hey, 50 gold speaks to me.
Yeah, I'm in. Let's do it.
Yep. So you guys are gonna take the information. Do you guys go to the Blue Clam?
That's the town hall you said, right?
You're going close to the town hall. It was kind of in the centered part of the so like the town hall is right up here at the top. You're probably like just about like in this main intersection, probably just around it. So you either can go to the Blue Clam knowing that you might get information about Targos or Torg's Merchant Guild, and maybe see if the speaker is there as well, or you can continue to the town hall. It's up to you where you want to go.
I say we check the town hall first. We're right here.
Yeah.
Sure, you guys round the corner and you can see the streets are kind of picking up a bit in the morning. You guys walk up to the town hall and you can see like the doors are firmly closed. There's a big note hammered straight onto the door, tacked in. It says the mines are closed. If you need information, please go to the Blue Clam. And then it's signed Speaker Oris Mastu.
I would like to just take careful note, or even copy in my journal the signature that's signed. I'd like to make note of that signature.
Sure. Yeah. Okay, just one
Hey,
second.
Maximus, I've been meaning to ask you something. What's up with all the copper?
Hi.
Hello.
Spencer's here this time.
Yes.
Why are we in the world?
Oh, I just put a background.
Why?
Here, now you can hear.
You can hear us now. Hello.
Night.
You say hi.
Hi.
Hey, good night,
Hey.
everyone.
Hi, good night, everyone. Do you know what I got?
No.
What did you
What's
get?
that?
That is.
A
A
doggy?
pound puppy. It's
That's
so
so exciting.
cuddly.
Oh,
That is
That's
so
awesome.
exciting.
What's
It's
its
so
name?
cuddly and snuggly, and you can even sleep with it in your bed, and it has stuffy in it, and it has green eyes.
Does it have a name?
oh.
Yeah. Does it have a name? What's its name?
Pound puppy.
Oh, so original.
Good
Hey, say good night to them.
Good night, guys.
Night,
Good
Abe.
night.
Hey.
Okay.
Hey, Maximus, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
What's with all the copper? You only pay in copper. Isn't that heavy carrying around all that copper?
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to unload some of it.
Why you got so much copper?
Well, I did a lot of busking in Waterdeep,
Oh, all right.
and that's kind of, people come along and they, it's kind of what they give. So,
Okay, fair enough. I'm just curious. You seem to be unloading copper all the time.
yeah, you want some copper? I could trade you some copper.
No, I'm good. Thanks. All right, let's go to the clam then, I guess, right? That's where we're
Yeah,
being directed.
sure. You can
Let's go.
Yeah.
you head up the roads into the docks. Does one of you want to just stop one of the passerbyers and ask where it is, or are you just going to go and randomly look and follow people?
Well, there's an arrow right on the map.
Yes,
Roll
but
something
that
else.
arrow is there, correct. But does your character know where that is, Ray?
I rolled a 2 on my history check, so no.
Perfect. So no.
Should I roll
Someone
something so that Quincy doesn't just wander off?
Well, you would have been following. Smoke would have been kind of like keeping an eye on you. As he has said in the past, he is respectful of the elders and is paying attention to you.
Yeah, making sure you don't get lost in Disneyland.
Yeah. You don't have a leash yet. Put it that way.
Yet.
Yet.
We'll get you a good harness.
Skunk, skunk.
Yeah. Yeti was suspicious of Quincy when we first met him because he seemed old and decrepit, but he fought well against the Miffits, so Yeti has a bit more respect for Quincy now.
I have a question. Can I
Yes.
cast lightning lure on Quincy to give him a leash?
Pull him around.
But yeah, I mean, you can, but there's no way to not make that damage him.
That's fine.
Well, as long as I can't pull him within 5 feet of me, it doesn't damage him.
Oh, really?
What's the point of a leash then?
Drag
I gotta
him
get-
at 10 feet distance.
I gotta pick up Thornwhip.
Disregard. Sorry.
Okay. Smoke is
Smoke will
paying
start.
attention to Quincy. Maximus, do you want to maybe make a persuasion check and stop one of the passerbyers to see if you guys can figure out where the blue clam is?
Okay. That's 9.
9. You get rough directions and stop someone who's kind of in a hurry. They're chattering, they're cold. They say it's just keep following the docks up to the north. You'll see it. There's a couple people up front, and you barely catch any more than that as they are like running down the road to try and stay warm as well.
Hey guys, we just follow the water. Follow the docks. We'll go right to the blue clam.
So as you wind your way through the streets here, you come up to the blue clam, and sure enough, you can see the caravan with Aaron parked in the front seat, talking with some of the passerbyers in front, and you feel like you have successfully navigated to the blue clam. When you get up there outside the tavern, you see 2 bundled up humanoids talking to one another. As your group approaches, one waves to you in a friendly manner, says, You seem entirely way too prepared for trouble. Are you here about the mine?
I look at Maximus.
I don't mind.
Yeah, we were here looking for work, and now the mine's closed. You got work for us?
Oh, that I do. Who are you guys? You seem new to me. Do you have like a group name or like what's your name, sir?
Maximus.
Oh, Maximus. Nice to meet you. I am Oris Mastu, the speaker for this town. A few days ago, a group of kobolds crept into the mine, entering from the service and forced some of the miners to stop. No one was hurt, but kobolds are way too dangerous for us normal townsfolk to deal with. We did hear about a human miners, some going missing, perhaps. I don't know. Maybe something might have crawled up from the bellies of the mine. I'm not quite sure. Or maybe, if he didn't clip in and follow his safety procedure, he could have fell into the center of the mine. If you guys need any more information, feel free to talk about with a few people inside. It's quite cold. You won't see many people going up and down from the mines these days. We are offering 50 gold if you clear it out, so we appreciate the help.
Ponto's just going to push past Maximus and just, where can we find this mine? How can we help? How many are missing? You can keep your gold. We don't need it. We just want to help.
What? Sorry. What? Yeah, Maximus, and I'm sorry. Your name, small one.
My name's Ponto. Just anything that we can do to help.
Ponto, that's appreciated.
Ponto here works for free, but I will collect on his behalf.
We do not mind paying. We are grateful for your adventuring skills here. We thank you for your help. We are very appreciative. Is there anything else I can help you guys with? If not, you can feel free to just ask in a few people inside if you need more details.
Is there anyone specifically that can help us, or
they will point you to, like, if you follow the road to the east, exiting Termaline, about half an hour, 45 minutes, depending on whether you should come to the entrance of the mine.
Do we need any supplies?
No, not really. There's ways of getting through the sections of the mines that are already well labeled. I feel like if you guys can read and follow the directions, you should be okay.
Is there any money up front for this job to be done?
I'm sorry about that. We don't have the funds amassed right now. I'm in the throes of getting it ready, but I can assure you there will be at least 50 gold upon completion, with proof.
Plus expenses.
Well, that would cover in your expenses as well.
Just stop, Maximus. That's the right thing to do. We're here to help people.
Expenses, talking like that, sounds like you work with Torg's merchant.
Or?
Don't worry, Maximus and the miners are on the job.
Oh my gosh.
What? What do you think,
I don't
Smoke?
want to even write that down in my notes. Maximus and the miners.
Smoke is literally just like bouncing in one spot, looking down, trying to keep warm.
How warm is it in the mines?
Well, it's definitely warmer than it is out here. There is a bit of volcanic activity underneath Tourmaline. Some of that helps heat the lake and keeps some of the mined areas a little warmer than normal.
That seems like good enough for me.
Let's warm up before we go, though.
Yeah, let's go in the Blue Clam.
Yeah, so you guys thank the speaker, and you enter into the blue clam, where a human male and his middle-aged man, long curly hair, golden eyes, golden hair with gray eyes, by the name of Quinn Caskbrow, is running the joint. He says, "Hail, and good to see you guys. Grab a seat if you need to eat. I'll be with you in a minute."
I want to pull Zoko aside and say, "Hey, Zoko, look, I think it's better if you just let me do my thing. You know, like like last time you were all like, hey, be a part of our group, and if I just have a little separation and just kind of talk to people."
Are we breaking up?
I just need a little space.
Oh, I did not understand what happened last time. I didn't know why you left us.
You're just so intimidating that you know, I can talk to people one-on-one without you scaring them.
Okay, that sounds good. You do talking, I do smashing, and Smoke does smashing. We're Smash Brothers.
I love that game.
Before Ponto goes into the blue clam, can I just double check with Aaron to see if he needs anything, drink or some food or?
Aaron waves and says, "Oh, hey, Ponto. Thanks again for offering. It's no problem. Meth has already been out with some meat and a bit of food from there, so appreciate it. Thank you. Good to see you all again. Best of luck hunting that merchant you guys are supposed to be looking for. We'll be here all night, so if you find him, let me know. And we have the rest of the gold for completing that job as well."
Perfect. If you hear anything as well, be sure to keep a thought out for us.
Yeah,
I'll walk into the clam and I will beeline right to Maximus. Maximus, everyone's sitting over there.
And everyone in the blue clam kind of turns and kind of like stares, and they all kind of like chant, "Maximus, you're over there. Maximus, you're over there.
Maximus!"
And they're like, "I don't know what we're doing." And like a few other cheers and hurrahs go up, and I don't know what you do, Maximus, but you've seen everyone.
I understand the applause and the adoration of a crowd, and I stand up and accept their applause.
Yeah. And then what do you do?
And then I say, "Drinks on me."
I'm in. Yeah!
And like the 5 or 6 people all cheer and like raise their glass, and they're starting to. You can see that in this town, it's a bit more lively. People are a bit more friendly. Seems like maybe the cold weather has not been awful because the mine has been open, and they've been able to procure their goods, and also have the forest to the north and the lake to the west as well. So a ruckus is going on in the blue clam. Where are you going? So all the group is kind of sitting at one table, and Maximus is kind of off by himself again. What is Maximus doing?
Well, I imagine now that my cover's been blown as far as my slinking around.
You guys, I think he's warming up. He's buying drinks
I'm just
for everybody.
I flip the other side. I'm going to be all flamboyant and I'm going to be loud and expressive and get drinks for the table.
So you walk up to the bar, and you Quinn says, "Oh, it's nice to see a friendly new face in here." And he starts counting heads. He's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He's like, "Yeah, everybody gets around. That's 10. Just a
Can I get an umbrella in mine?"
He's completely ignoring you because there's like people shouting and it's quite a lively scene for kind of like middle of the day. He says it'll be about 1, maybe 2 gold tops for everything to cover everyone. Would you want to, if you could pay now, that'd be great, as he's starting to like, pour drinks.
Yeah. I pull out a big bag, and like a good satchel of coins, set it on the bar, and I say, "Oh, this should last for the night."
He finishes
all
pouring
coppers?
his like 6th drink and kind of like pokes in. And what does he see?
Oh, it's a whole sack full of copper coins.
How many?
Is a sack.
Well,
there is 400 coins in there.
So there's 4 gold.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh,
So that will
400 copper weighs.
Yeah, that's like a Santa sack.
Yeah,
It's not that big. Come on. 400 pennies.
Yeah.
And then he looks at it, he's like, "Oh, that's a lot of copper. Do you know how much is in there?"
Oh, I don't count. Are you kidding?
Okay.
You can count it.
He kind of takes a few out and kind of like does some weighting measurements and then picks up the bag. He's like, "Oh, there's about like 2-3 gold in here. Perfect." And drops it in and starts delivering the drinks to all the people. Do you have anything that you want to talk to Quinn about or ask him, or is he gonna be off grabbing drinks? And
I'll wait till he's busy right now.
Yeah,
there's no sense trying to talk to him while he's got.
He drops one off. He's like, "I'll be right back. Thanks again." And he starts handing out the glasses of mead to everyone. He drops off a 4 or 5 glasses at your table and just keeps going around, couple here, couple there. And he's kind of keeping track of how many he's pouring and if how much is in right, how many he can pour without everybody kind of like going crazy. He can probably stretch that out to mostly pay for almost everyone's whole night.
It was only
just
about
like
8 pounds worth of copper.
Yeah.
I'll raise a glass towards Maximus.
Maximus, I hear about your problem there. Maybe I can teach you how to count.
Yeah.
So did you walk back to the table, Maximus? Or did you stay at the bar? I'm assuming you're back at the table if everyone's talking to you.
Sure, yeah. I'm back at the table. I'm going to talk to the bartender later. I see he's busy.
Yeah, he's running around. He can see he's talking to like some of the regular fishermen, some of the like trappers, a couple of the miners are there. They're all huffing about that being out of work, and they're they get their drinks in there, like they raise up to Maximus. You can kind of hear the cheers.
Yeah, to Maximus.
And then Quinn is back behind the bar. He's kind of he like opens up the bag and starts to actually like count quickly, and you can see him working busily behind the bar counting, and he's counted properly. There was 4 gold exactly in the bag. If you want to deduct that from your.
Oh, yeah, it's gone.
Or 400 copper.
Yeah, I've subtracted the 400 copper.
So that's perfect. You guys are at the table. What are you guys talking about?
Hey, I thought you weren't supposed to sit with us.
Yeah, what did you figure out, Maximus?
Well,
I'm drinking.
I'm just I'm greasing the wheels right now. Being a part of this group is actually in this environment is going to work better for us. I figured that sometimes stealth is the best, but for today, I think this is going to work better.
I don't think you have to be stealthy with these people. They're asking for help. You probably just need to ask them what they need help with. Have you tried that yet?
No, I haven't.
Oh, it was really nice of you to buy everybody drinks, though.
Hey, that's just the kind of guy that I am.
The mayor guy of the town has got us all set up already. We don't need to talk to anybody.
What about those other fellers we were trying to find?
Oh, we're past that now. Ponto has a new mission for us.
Yeah, but I think we should investigate where those other people were.
Oh. Oh, is that why we're in here?
Who else do we see in the bar that we can talk to? Any other
There's
tables?
there's a couple of fishermen at one table. There was obviously a pair of miners that were there that you heard them talking about work and how they were pissed off because, like, you know,
They let miners into the bar?
yes, miners, not minors, miners.
Oh, I see.
Are there any traders?
You are going to get Maximus and the miners as a group name if you keep going like that.
Are there any traders in the bar?
No, there's no traders in the bar.
Maximus likes
Shouldn't
miners?
it be Quincy and the Miners?
Either that or it's going to be Magoo and the miners.
Maximus and
likes
Magoo.
miners.
Yeah, it's Eminem and the miners.
In this world, there's no such thing as minors.
Yeah, there is.
What kind of role playing are you into?
Wow, Smoke has turned a dark corner for the first time. Some of the true Savannah culture and pride come out.
Tell us more with your Jamaican accent.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
It all becomes canon tonight, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So,
Tell
Quincy,
us your deepest, darkest secret, Smoke.
Oh, let me tell you.
That one time with your sister.
Oh,
so Quincy, why don't you go over and talk to the fisherman? I'm gonna go talk to the bartender.
What want me to ask the fisherman?
Ask him about Cephalic Caltro.
Okay.
Sounds like a disease.
I got a little Cephalic on my Caltro.
Pat Quincy on the back and cast guidance.
Oh, perfect. That's great. Quincy kind of hops with a step. He's like, oh, yeah, thanks. As he kind of thinks he's just getting a boost going. As you can see, he's slowly making his way across the room to these two fishermen at a table. Quincy, what do you ask them about?
Hi, hey, how's it going there, guys? You been
Oh, yeah, you're with that guy, that Maximus guy. Thanks again for the beer. The mead's great here.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Hi,
Oh,
you guys fishermen?
yeah. You?
Oh, no, I don't fish.
No? Oh, you should try it up. It's, you know, when it's not shit weather outside and cold as crap, it's not bad, you know. A few years ago, though, the summertime fishing early in the morning, it's beautiful here. It's quiet. It's nice.
Yeah, I guess it'd be quiet because nobody comes here, right?
Well, that, yeah. But in the morning when before everyone was hustling and bustling, it was nice to go fishing on the lake.
There's these
and the fishermen are like
these two fellas that they're miscreants.
Okay.
If you have what were their names again? Cephalic Paltrow.
Roll a history check to see if you remember their names.
Guidance.
This
They
is
had
what
your
it's
D4.
for.
History?
Yeah.
Okay. -1. An 8.
Plus a D4.
That's a D4.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
-1?
Yeah, I'm not the smartest.
I thought you were a wizard.
You don't have to use it.
No, I'm. Oh,
No.
shoot. Oops. I pressed the button too many times.
You get to add 3 to that one. It's okay.
Okay, so I add 2 to that.
So you get an 11.
No, a 10.
Because I added your custom roll, and your custom roll, the first one was a 3.
Oh, okay.
So for a total of 11, you remember what was it? It was Cephalic and Torg. Cephalic and Torg. And it just like jolts open something like something told you in your mind.
Yeah, we're looking for these guys named.
Oh, Torgs. Oh, the merchant. Yeah, they pulled in early this morning. Yeah, they're set up just outside towards the mine. If you need some wares, you go ahead. They've kind of got like a few dog sleds and some like the canopy open so that just to cover their goods from the snow.
Oh yeah.
Talking some wares. I mean, it's expensive, but if you need something, you need something. You gotta buy it. You gotta buy it.
Oh yeah. I was told that they were very expensive. Yeah. Okay. Thanks for the information.
Yeah.
And if anybody asks, yeah, you don't know who I am. See you.
You and they kind of just like wave oddly, like they're like, you didn't tell us your name. So, and they kind of like turn to each other and they're like just baffled at like some weird mysterious conversation just happened that they were a part of and they didn't quite catch everything. They caught that he was old. He stumbled over his words. Torgs, that reminded them of like the merchant group. Then about the mines, and then kind of muttered something about a headache, and then just walked off.
Yeah. And so Quincy's gonna stagger back to the table, sit down, and not say a word.
Okay.
Meanwhile, I'm at
pipes
the
up
bar.
and goes, Quincy, what were you doing?
Huh? I would talk to some fishermen over there. Yeah, that's what they were. Yeah.
And what did you guys talk about?
Fishing. And there's some kind of merchant named Torg outside the mine.
Sorry, what? Torg is inside the mine?
Outside the mine, the guy's set up. He's got a nice dog sled with a cover. He's very expensive, though, so I don't know if we should go over and see him.
Zoko and Ponto, you kind of like look mystified, and he's like, "You found Torg's merchant group? Like, he's on the east side. It's just outside. He's going to be here all today." And you kind of just like start frantically, kind of like, "Okay, we gotta make a plan," and you guys start maybe trying to formulate a plan of like what to do when you find Torg's.
Sounds like you're describing Ponto and not Zoko.
Yeah, I know.
Zoko doesn't get frantic and any of that.
Your version of frantic is like, oh yeah, we need to have a plan. That's a great idea. Good job.
I told Maximus all he needed to do was ask. It was really nice of him to buy all these people drinks, but Quincy just went over and started talking to people. This is amazing.
You figure
Good
that
work, Quincy.
probably Maximus's drinks to everyone has maybe loosened their lips a bit and kind of improved their moods.
I would never give Maximus that credit.
You would.
Yeah.
You don't need to. I just said you figured. Maximus, you're walking up to the bar. You hear Quinn talking to a few other people, and he waves down. He's like, "Oh, do you need another already?"
Yeah. Pour me another.
Yeah, he pours you another and hands it over. He's like, "What can I find? What can I find for a friend of Tourmaline? Hi, I'm Quinn Casbrow. Your name is Maximus, right?"
Maximus Overtone.
Oh, wonderful. Nice to meet you. He kind of puts out his hand to shake yours. You shake his hand?
Oh, I shake his hand.
Oh, perfect. Good. A firm, strong grip on this guy. He grabs your hand. He's like, "What can I help you with other than pouring some more drinks for everyone?"
Quinn, we're in town. We're in town looking for a man that goes by the name of Cephik Caltro.
And you kind of see like an abrupt change in his facial expressions. Oh, Cephik. Well, why are you trying to get mixed up with him? He's an odd one. I expect him here tonight. He usually just raises a hair like you do and buys people drinks and then mocks us a little bit and, pisses off after he's kind of like drunk a bit.
Does he pay his bills?
I mean, everybody pays their bills before they drink here. Kind kind of got to give Sefik a bit of a credit. He's a smooth talker. He knows what he's doing. Be
Well-
wary of him.
Well, we won't have any roughhousing in your tavern.
I
No.
grab a chair and smash it over Smoke's head.
You do not hear this conversation, Zoe.
Oh,
that would
damn.
Food fight!
What else do you know of Sefik or the troop that he travels with?
Well, usually, like I said, we see Torga. She's usually in here. Her two regulars, the goons. Nothing really noticeable about them, and then obviously Sefik kind of takes the cake with his piercing blue eyes. He's a looker for sure, but odd fellow. No winter gear on him. Likes the cold, I guess. Just it's very strange.
Does he play any instruments?
Not really.
Well, I'll have you know that I play a few instruments. Perhaps we could
Oh.
play here and earn a little coin.
That's not a bad idea. It'd be a pretty good night because you've obviously started greasing the wheels here already, dropping some gold. Like you're gonna buy a few cans of mead for everyone here tonight. So a few glasses.
So, say we come to an agreement, maybe 10 gold.
10 gold could be fair after the end of a good night. We'll see how it goes. No problem.
All right, then. I'd like a little more information about this Torga.
Well, she's kind of the leader. Bit of a hard to figure. Just give me 1 second.
Call up Torga.
Nope, I'm just scrolling down to where it is. We know that she is a dwarf. She's kind of a rougher looking person. Looks shady. Usually keeps quiet, but only deals with customers as they come along, hawking her goods.
Have you
Usually
seen her,
just
have you seen her in the pub before, in the tavern?
she comes, usually keeps on her own. Try and not interact with her too much because
And what kind of weapon does she carry?
she definitely has a hammer and a shield usually with her at all times. She's tough. Don't be crossing her. She knows what she's doing. She seems a bit ruthless and has a quick to be angered. So just keep that in mind.
Okay. And then I'll take the stage if there's a position. Either I'll hop up on the bar and I'll play a tune.
Okay. Yep. So that's fine. If you want to start making a performance check.
Quincy, I think Maximus needs you to join him. He's gonna play some music.
Oh, okay.
You gotta jump up on stage though with him.
Yeah, I don't know. Is there a stage or is it just the bar?
No, there's definitely kind of like a little stage off to the corner. If it's a square or a rectangular room, it'll be on like the northeast side.
Okay, so my song goes, oh, since my baby left me,
Oh shit!
I found a new place to dwell. Down at the end of Lonely Wood at East Side Hotel.
That's
Keep
very
going.
good.
I like it. Carry
Yeah.
on.
No, I can't do any more, or I can't afford the royalties.
You're allowed to
Hunter's just gonna start banging on the table.
So that's
Phil
dirty
Collins in
20.
Oh, perfect. With a great rendition of this song, Maximus has picked up the bar, and they're starting to call and cheer on his performance.
I rolled a 10 for Quincy.
Perfect. Yep. For some reasons, Quincy's non-interruptance is not taking away anything from your performance as well.
Nice.
So your performance goes on for the next, I don't know, hour at the most, and then you kind of wave and say thanks, and it's like I'll be here. What do you say when you're done?
I'll just say, and just remember, that's Maximus and the Miners.
I'm only 4 years old.
I'll go straight to the bar. I'll go straight to the bar and look at Quinn for my gold for my performance.
Oh, he applauds you and says, "Perfect. If you have one more performance like that, I can give you your 10 gold, no problem."
All right.
You go back to your table after that.
I thought he needs another performance.
Yeah, not right away, obviously.
Okay.
I think
Later
he was
on in the
implying a
evening.
performance later in the evening when it's busier,
Correct.
not the morning drinkers.
Got it.
So you go back to your table and you can talk amongst yourselves.
Hey,
Let's
Maximus,
go.
great singing voice.
Yeah, good job, Maximus.
Hey, you guys are a part of this. We're a team here, and I all these earnings, I'm going to share it amongst the party, and we'll all split in all the gold, okay? And I'd like to have a rousing speech and kind of boost my team.
I don't know if I'm paying attention.
How much are they giving us?
Four temporary hit points.
Okay. Was that your speech right there? The rousing.
This was trying to encourage my
Void?
team
Okay.
that we're all in this together, and the money and earnings, are going to be split and shared amongst everyone.
Oh, maybe you should
Mhm.
give Quincy his share of the first batch of money then.
If he wants it, he trusts me to hold on to it for him. They're safer with me.
Quincy, do you want your 10 gold that you earned from the first meeting?
Sure.
Oh, there you go. Perfect.
And Quincy, did you hear him say that?
Pardon me?
I'd like to use minor illusion and mimic Quincy's voice to say,
I think you're better off holding on to it for me.
You're being the snake man again, Maximus.
Sure. Roll a performance check, or no, a deception check.
oh, terrible. 5.
Yeah.
My insight bonus is higher than 5, so.
It sounds more like maybe Aaron rather than Quincy's voice is kind of coming out, and you kind of like, and you're like kind of like.
It was a joke, guys. It was just a joke.
Uh-huh.
And you hand over the 10 gold to Quincy.
Okay. I'm subtracting it from my inventory. Quincy, you add it.
So, it sounds like Torga is outside of town, but we were supposed to separate this one guy from the rest of Torga, we were told. But maybe this is the time to do it, since they're outside of town already.
Well, if we wait here, they'll come here, and we could ambush them, but we'd have to fight them all.
We were
I
told.
think that'd be a bad idea because it'd be a public good display, and I don't think we want to get off on the wrong foot in a new town.
Yeah, I agree, Quincy. Eloquently
Well, I'm
said.
always up for a good fight.
Yeah. Just, I can't remember. Somebody told us we shouldn't engage Torga directly, just Sefik, because we don't know if.
You remember Hilm told you guys that you wanted to just deal with Sefik. You don't
No.
think Hilm wasn't sure if Sefik was, or if Torga was working with Sefik, but that probably it was just Sefik working on his own,
Right.
murdering these 10 towners.
Oh.
So, how would we go about doing that? Maximus could maybe.
Well, you guys know that probably Torg's whole merchant group of Torga, the two like bodyguards, and Sefik will you probably come into the Blue Clam tonight. You don't know what's going to happen after that point, but usually they make their way. It's kind of up to you guys if you guys want to approach them on the outskirts of town or wait for them here or something in between. It's up to you.
We could go up to them and maybe see about buying something, and then Maximus can come up with a reason why we need to lure the one guy away. Once we find out
I could offer my services as a mercenary for them, and maybe I need to try it or prove my skill outside or something, or in another room, and I can distract the main guy.
something like that should work. I think we got our plan completely finalized. Let's do it.
Sounds like a plan.
Whoa, guys. Slow down.
Huh? What do you mean?
Yeah. Man comes in, I smash. Done.
Seems good.
So you think it's better to do this in town or out of town?
I think better we walk right up to them right now and smash them.
I need more than one leash. Maximus thinks to himself.
Make a deception check.
You're inciting my inner thoughts?
Yes.
You can't hear them, Zoko. Although you're good at getting better at reading his expressions.
Yeah.
You feel like you got some of that.
I got 20 higher than his deception check.
I telepathically speak to Zoko because
I forgot you could do that.
What?
I say to Zoko, he can't be trusted telepathically.
I reach for my quarterstaff.
You're hearing voices in your head.
What's happening?
And Quincy says to Zoko in his head as well.
Oh, what
Yeah,
the
I
fuck?
don't know about this Maximus guy.
Oh my god. I start smashing my head against the table. Bam.
Smoke just like goes over to Zoko and just like, are you all right?
Voices in my head.
What?
Voices. So many voices.
What? You're hearing voices?
I mean,
No.
they sound like Quincy and Ponto, but they pop into your mind rather than just speaking with words.
Maybe you should go get some fresh air.
Okay,
Hey,
I will go.
Ponto, in his vast adventuring experience,
I love the starts of those phrases. Ponto and his vast adventuring experiences. And what is he gonna do?
currently has two goals. One is to go to the mines and help this town. Two is to stop at the outskirts where these merchants are set up. And whether we confront them there or not We can at least check it out, and we can at least see who we're up against.
I agree. We go, we see if we should buy something, see what the situation is. Maybe we don't act.
Okay, so
I
We
could always
act
go
like
for a new coat.
Yeah, you need another coat. New
Yeah.
earmuffs.
we act like traders until we become traders.
We just go there to buy stuff. See what they have for sale.
All right.
All right. So what are you guys doing?
We head out of the Blue Clam towards the gem mine.
Yes.
So you guys exit the Blue Clam. Everybody is cheering. Quinn like kind of shakes his head. Maximus, you're leaving? Like I thought you were gonna do another performance tonight.
Well, you can pay me for the first one, and I'll come back later and do another one.
Well, that's why I'm gonna give you 10 gold. Like what? You're coming back tonight though, right?
Oh yeah, we're coming back. We're
That's-
just going a little shopping.
Oh, shopping. Are you going outside to Torgs?
Well, we're just gonna see what the situation's like.
Okay, well, 4 hours from now, if you could be back here, that'd be great.
Actually,
that's
could I
when
get
usually...
an advance on that so I can spend it at the trader's shop?
No.
Okay, well, how about just for the first performance?
Max, stop being greedy. We're sorry. He's joking. It's fine.
No, this is a private conversation.
I mean,
Come on,
they
Max.
can hear you because he's shouting kind of like across the road. He's like kind of like shocked that you're leaving. He's like, well, I mean, I guess like if you want, like, sure, I'll give you 2 gold for your first performance. Cool.
All right, I
He
take
just
it.
tosses the 2 coins out. He's like, you'll be back, right? Like that was really good.
He throws the big bag of copper coins back.
Here's 200.
It's like this bag comes at you with a decent amount of force. Roll like a dexterity
Yes.
save. We'll see if it beans you.
Natural 20.
You like without like blinking, just grab it right out of the
He's
air.
used to having big things thrown at his head.
Yes. All of your stage performing expertise comes to shine, and you grab the bag of copper and stow it again. As he says, "Yeah, I'll see you in a few hours." And
So it's the same bag of copper from before
no, it's not.
with 400 copper in it?
It's about half as light.
Okay.
You got 200 copper thrown back at you.
How far away is Torga from here? How long?
They're just outside. Maybe half an hour or so if you walk straight across.
Perfect.
And then if you keep following, you can get to the mine. No problem.
Now, when I gave my rousing speech, did we all get 4 temporary hit points? Do you want me to roll for that?
Sure, you can roll a performance check, and we'll see how good.
I took the hit points, but I'll judge you poorly if you didn't do well enough.
I'll let you know.
That's another natural 20.
Oh, perfect.
yeah.
So you get
23.
all 4 of those temporary hit points. You feel roused by the speech. You guys are going to work together. There's not going to be much infighting. No shenanigans are happening tonight.
Fuck that.
You guys are ready to go. So you guys are headed out of town. There's still a few people out, kind of doing their daily business. We will take a short break as we're exiting town before we get into some other stuff where we might get locked in for a bit.
Okay.
Perfect.
So we will take a break, and we will see you all back in a bit. Are we good to continue on?
Yeah,
Let's
right.
do it.
Do it.
Okay, so you guys exit Tourmaline, and you come upon just outside of the roads, as mostly there's nobody on the roads. You see 3 heavy dog sleds kind of set up on the side of the snow. You see olive-skinned man in like black leathers, no cold weather gear. You see a shorter dwarvish looking character and two guys with the dog sleds, the 3 dog sleds, and then like 2 other people watching the goods. And you assume that this is Torga and Torg's merchant group. What would you like to do?
I look at Maximus. Is he doing anything?
We're gonna go
Maximus
see what they got for
hears
sale.
Quincy. Yeah, here's Quincy's voice in his head. Quincy says,
Well, why don't you go look what they have for sale?
I'm gonna pat Maximus on the back and cast guidance.
All right.
I'm just gonna sort of pace about 10-15 feet away and just sort of like wander back and forth, like dragging my feet, making the ice in the snow.
Mm-hmm.
So,
You see,
go
Torga is kind of just sitting in the back, trying to like keep an eye on everything. Sefik is in front. He sees you guys come out. He's like, "Hey, hail and well met. You guys need some goods." I don't know which audio source that came from yours. I was like, "Wow."
Oh no, that wasn't. I'm the one approaching.
Okay.
To look at the goods.
You hear Sefik call as like, "Hail and well met. Good to see you, you young." Oh, that's coming from Becker's. You see Sefik say to you guys, "Hail and well met. It's good to see you guys." Hey, Becker.
Google Pixel or Huawei. Blackberry. What's your father's name? Blackberry.
Becker.
So, yeah.
Your audio from your phone is coming through your microphone.
Is it?
Yep.
The fuck? It happened again. What the hell?
Yeah. So we all heard whatever you were watching, which was very distracting.
First,
It was
the
very-
screaming
very-
woman really frightened me, and then.
Hold
It's too bad it wasn't.
I hate Zoom. This only happens on Zoom.
So Sefik calls out. It's good to see you guys. It's nice to see travelers. Do you have any needs for some cut wood, some flint or tinder, flask of whale oil, blankets, furs, rations, wines? We've got all sorts of things. Just what are you guys looking for? And just immediately like dives full into trying to like, what do you guys need? Can I help you out? And he's going full salesman on this, trying to work his persuasion, so to speak.
I would like torches.
Torches, no problem. Yeah, we got torches. How many do you need?
5 torches I need.
5 torches, that's no problem. That's a gold a piece for a torch. That'll be 5 gold.
A gold a piece for a torch?
Yeah, I know it's expensive these days. The wood is expensive. You got to cut the trees down. If you don't cut the trees here, you can't.
There's trees right there.
There's a forest right beside us.
I understand, but I've already done the work. This is what we got to do. I'm
Smoke, why don't
sorry
you
it's
go
been
and
here.
cut some trees.
It's
Just go cut some trees right now.
No, I'm good. I don't need torches, though. Thank you.
And he continues to it's not my fault the prices are so expensive. It's been winter here for 2 years. Like, not that it really bothers me, but whatever.
What's that about? Why you not wear more furs?
Oh, it's not that cold. Come on, you're barely wearing any either. You, from your short little banter here, Sefik seems like a pretty smooth operator. He is good with his words. He is quick to back up and like say it's not really my fault. It's more like the surroundings' fault why everything is so expensive, and tries to plead the case of, well, I'm just trying to help you out. If you're going into the mine, it's not my fault you guys need torches. Like, we're just providing a service for you guys. This is the price. We're really sorry. We we empathize with it, but the price is the price.
And how much would the price be for you to assist us as a liaison into the mines?
Oh, well, that's pretty hard. My boss is kind of looks over at Torga, is like, you know, she relies on me for doing my job, which is what I'm doing here. Like, I can't really go and, I mean, how much are you guys offering even? Like, you got to beat like she's paying me.
What's your day rate?
Oh, my day rate.
Yeah, what does she pay
no.
you?
She thinks is like how much she's getting. You know, on a good day, it's about 20 gold a day. You know, plus some meals and whatnot.
So
Maximus, you don't pay me 20 gold a day. What are you doing?
I'm just asking the man what his day rate is. I didn't ask you what your day rate is.
I mean, so if I gotta pay, if you gotta pay, she's gotta cover me. So
40 gold. That's what you hear in your head.
So 40 gold would cover it. You'd come with us for one day.
Oh, 40 gold. Well, you know, I'll talk to Torga and I'll see what happens.
You know what? How about I go talk to Torga?
Oh, yeah. Torga doesn't deal with random people that just show up. I'll deal with Torga. And he kind of like gets in your face. He's like, whoa.
What's the matter? You can't make a decision on your own? You got to go get heard?
No. I got to make sure I'm covered with my boss because, you know, she pays for my day to day. If I go with you guys,
we'll pay for
she leaves.
Your day that's missed. We'll pay for that.
Oh, I know. But what about the next day and the next day if she decides to leave? Like, you know, I got to make sure, like, what do you guys need me for?
We just need a liaison to help guide us into the mines.
Why do you need me? I don't know anything about the mines.
They're pretty dangerous.
And I'll just keep kicking around snow. Just, you know, tiny little halfling over here. What use is he going to be?
Back your cord again?
I speak telepathically to Maximus. Make fun of the halfling. He's going to be useless. You need some muscle.
Yeah, you see who I'm traveling with here? I mean, we got an old guy, we got a little guy, and then these other two, they're more trouble than they're worth. We need someone who knows the mines.
Well, I don't know any of the mines. I just help Torga with her stuff. I'm good at talking with people. I'm good at sales. Speaking of sales, I still need 5 gold from you. And he's pointing at Zoko like, do you need torches or not?
No, I'm not buying torches for that price. No way.
Well, have fun being blind in the mines.
Scam artist he is.
I don't know about this. This seems fishy.
I'll walk over to the Zoko and with my back turned towards Sefik, I'll rumble through a pouch and I'll like offer him 5 gold. And it's like, do you need the torches?
No, I have the money. It's the principle of the thing.
Sefik catches that. It says exactly. It's the principle. If you need the torches, I have the torches. Pay me the 5 gold, and here's your torches.
2 gold for all 5 torches.
No.
Okay.
It's 5 gold, and that's the price. I mean, if you buy 10, I can do it for 7 gold.
No. You got any cool things, special things for sale?
I've got some wine if you guys want. I've got some ale, a bit of medicine, a couple of vials of poison maybe. That kind of covers it. Any of that sound interesting?
I don't know. I heard you're a pretty special guy. You don't seem that special to me.
Well, I mean, I'm the one selling here. I've been doing this all day. You're not the first customer, but thanks. It's good to see you. You know, if you need your torches, at least you know where I am. At least till tomorrow. So, you know,
it's
good to see you.
It's good. Thank you for your time.
Yeah.
I'm interested in the whale oil. How much for the whale oil?
Oh, the whale oil. How much do you need? Do you need like like one flask full or
Yep,
like
one
two?
flask.
One flask. It's a bit expensive because we got to get it all the way out from the moving ice. I think I can do 3 gold for the flask of oil right now.
All right, I'll buy a flask of oil.
And he passes you a flask of whale oil, and you pass him 3 gold. It's appreciated. I mean, I can still talk to Torga if you guys need my help, but I really don't need to go in a mine.
So I think you're very important in our mission.
That's okay. I'm Sefik, and you are.
Oh, I'm Smoke.
Oh, nice to meet you, Smoke. Do you need anything? Because I'm here to sell stuff, not, lead you guys to the mine, which you can clearly see is down the road.
Yeah, but you're a local here. You know the area.
I am most definitely not a local here. I travel through. We're heading out tomorrow, kind of just in early morning, like mid morning. We usually head out to the next stop and away we go.
So you're saying that you've never been to this town before?
I've been to Tourmaline before, absolutely, but I've never been to the mine, no.
So you have more experience than we have. We just arrived here.
Wow, yeah. I mean, I guess in that sense I do, but I mean, do I have experience in the mine? No, I don't.
Insight check.
Go ahead.
No, I probably don't realize anything.
Nope.
That's an 8.
You think he's telling you the truth?
Damn.
Where did you say you're headed next?
I don't know. That's the boss's work. I'm just here to sell the goods. I can still talk to Torga if you'd like, but it'll be 40 gold. 10 for her, 30 for me, just because she's got to pay somebody else, one of the other cronies, to cover my job. I gotta be back by night's end, though. That's kind of the deal.
Okay, and so I'd like to. Can we see Torga from here?
Yep. Yeah, you can see her in the back with the other 2 dog sleds.
And she's like 30 feet away?
I mean, she's within earshot. She's kind of like half paid attention to the conversation, knowing that she might be getting some more money because you guys are like trying to like call Sefik out to make him join you guys.
Oh, so she's kind of hearing us.
Yeah, she definitely is, because you guys aren't being quiet about this.
No.
You guys are talking, you're bantering.
So let me talk with my team.
Oh,
and we
sure,
kind of step
yeah.
away
I mean,
for a minute,
yeah,
and have a little powwow.
Yeah.
So Maximus and the miners, what are we gonna do here?
We go
Confused.
mining.
Who are we supposed to kill?
You have been
He
asked to
asked very
dispatch.
quietly.
Yeah, I will say this for you because Becker, you're filling in for Gordon. We appreciate that. Hiln, old adventurer, just in a village outside of Icewind Dale, has asked you guys to dispatch Sefik Caltro in the hopes of, on her theory, Sefik has been killing the Dale folk that have gotten out of the sacrifices every new moon. Some of the towns sacrifice a person to the Frostmaiden to try and appease her for her eternal winter here. She thinks that Sefik is killing the people that try and swindle their way out of getting into the lottery, so to speak.
Okay.
So obviously, the different towns sacrifice different things: people, heat, food. So the towns that sacrifice people, they have a big lottery. They choose a name. That person comes forward, but obviously people can get their way out and swindle their way out, and that's who she thinks Sefik is killing. So,
Hunger Games.
pretty much, very Hunger Games-esque, yes.
Cool.
So Maximus will say to the group, this doesn't seem to be working. Maybe we want to try the mind link. Quincy, do you think that you could mind link with Torga and convince her to let Sefik go? Maybe bring the price down? You're
Yeah,
muted.
if only we'd bring his mic down.
Yeah,
I
bring
think
your mic
the
down.
mind link is going to be to like lure the Cephik, isn't it?
I'm going to mind link with Zephic.
Okay. Him too. I mean, what can we pull
Okay,
together?
I'm
Can we
gonna
afford this guy?
Okay.
Premature mind link.
That's what I imagined Quincy doing to Mind Link. Very like Jetsons-esque.
Zephic.
And you kind of see Sefik kind of moving his head.
The Frostmaiden has asked me to ask you to come into the mine.
I'm pretty sure I don't know who you are. I don't think you know who I am.
Oh, I know who you are.
Marley?
Can you make a deception check, please?
Roll 20.
We're all whistling in a corner, blocking Quincy.
Oh,
Oh, come on.
got a 9.
You try your best to persuade him, but it's kind of falling on deaf ears. He's like, yeah, sure. He's kind of looking around your guys' group, and he's kind of seeing maybe the old man is like not kind of like making contact, but is concentrating really hard, staring at the snow and kind of mumbling a bit. He's like, yeah, sure, I will just jump right into the mines now. Thanks a lot. Yeah, the Frostmaiden. Thanks. Kind of like stops talking.
So how much money do we have? Can we afford this guy?
Well, you got a couple gold. I know you got, I don't know how much you guys have in gold. So if you guys can pool 40.
I've got 12 and I've got Ponto's 10.
Smoke's loaded. He has 18.
Why don't we just wait till he goes to sleep? And then
I mean, you guys know that he's gonna go back to the Blue Clam. If you guys want to like hit him up and like buy him more drinks and like maybe like see where that leads you. I don't know.
yeah, that's another
What
possibility.
What if we
Get
fuck
him
up
right.
their caravan somehow, sabotage it so the boss has to stay and then he goes back, and we waylay him when they're separated.
Does the whole caravan go to the Blue Clam?
Yep. Yeah, they all go there. They like there's at least two drivers two drivers and then two bodyguards and then Sefik and then Torga. So I mean they're a pretty big group, so they walk in. Torga obviously pays for the meal, pays for a drink or two, but Sefik is usually loud, boisterous, buying people drinks. He's having a good time. He's carrying on. You guys definitely know that this is Sefik. You can see bare arms, like he's got gear like it's just past his shoulders. Even when he's breathing, you can see like a little bit of his breath coming out. Like the weather is not bothering him at all, and this seems to be your guy.
And he's human?
I think he is. Yeah, he's definitely human. Huh. He's in his 30s, olive complexion, dark hair, pulled back into ponytail, no facial hair, dressed in stylish vest with matching pants and boots.
Look, I say we pay the guy and take him up to the mines.
And paying him is going to have him join us in the mines or just get to the entrance to the mine?
We have to pay him ahead of time.
I mean, he'd probably want half up front and half when he finished.
I mean, if
And he
fights
would
with
probably just like walk you guys up to the mine. He's not going in the mines. He's got to get back. He knows his job. But you guys haven't explored that quite as much. But you kind of get the sense from him.
So let's pool the money.
I don't like the idea of paying.
I don't see a problem with paying, because if we take this guy out, we get our money back.
he's gonna give 10 gold to the boss, which is fine. We lose 10.
Okay, so
Plus the reward that you get from the quest.
who's got the
Take
money?
him out.
Yeah, who's got the money?
Well, you're the one that says you don't mind paying, so
Yeah,
Ponto.
you're
what
Mr.
about you?
Moneybags.
Should I
Damn and
take this out of
copper.
party gold?
So we have what in our party fund?
Well, everyone else wanted their party gold back. And so the only
Wonder why.
person's party gold that I'm holding is yours.
Okay. So
So
there's
I've
my
got-
10 in there.
I've got 10 from you and 10 from me. So that's 20.
Okay, I can give you another 10.
but you don't need to do that.
I
I
only
can
need
give 10.
20 up front. So
Well, you guys
Okay.
haven't gone down that road. You need to go down that road to see how that conversation plays out.
I'm gonna telepathically tell Maximus, I think you need to really focus in on this guy's pride, on how strong he looks and how we need somebody sturdy to come up and help us. And you really need to go above and beyond. Like, this is one of those annoying guys that you see at like carnivals that he just stands out and yells at people all day long. He's not going to get tired. You got to work off of that.
That is a very good observation, Spencer. Maybe not Ponto, but Spencer, yes.
Inspirational.
Ponto's vast experience.
okay, so
He's a barker. That's
Yeah,
all he is.
if everybody's on board with this, let's pay him to get him up to the mines, and we'll
Okay, so you guys break your little your minor huddle, and you walk back to Cephik. It's gonna stick with me now, Maximus and the miners.
Minor huddle.
Yeah,
Let's,
it's gonna be the minor huddle.
Let's use all Smoke's money.
So you
Yeah,
use
I
10
don't
from
care.
Smoke.
No, 18 from Smoke.
Sure, you can use 18 from Smoke. That's a conversation you have to deal with later.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
It's going to be recorded, so just be aware. Thank you, Ray,
You could
for
just delete this
suggesting that
part.
we use. Nope, I don't do any of this. This is
Edit
all
that-
him. How is this
Edit
my
that part
fault?
out.
Oh man, this is where Ray's shit disturber comes through.
Oh, yeah, I mean,
Correct.
that's 100% true.
Okay, so you guys break your minor huddle. Maximus walks back to Cephik, and
All right, Cephik, we've come up with the money.
oh, perfect. You guys.
I think you should talk to Torga and get the day off.
Sure, I guess. Yeah.
You're going to join us
you-
in the mines, right, Civic?
No. And then he walks and turns off and walks to Torga, and you see a conversation. He's shrugging his shoulders. He's playing his hands back. He's like, it's like not me. They want to pay me. Like you can
At
just
the point
see.
in time that like everybody's looking back, I've been like shuffling back and forth, making the snow all icy. I'm gonna slip when everyone's looking. Just fall on my ass, be like, whoa.
And they all like stop when that happens. Do you want to make a performance check to see how good the slip is? This might be one of those things where if you roll really bad, it might be better.
Well, then 20's not gonna help.
No, well, I mean, a natural 20, you're gonna do a very good job of the whoop,
You
whoop,
sell
whoop,
it.
whoop, whoosh,
Yeah.
and you
Yep.
sell it.
Yep.
Like both feet go in the air, the arms go up, like your vambrance kind of clanks almost off your hand. Your pouch components go the other way, and And Sefik and Torga just kind of look at you there, and Torga just shakes her head, and you just see the hand motion of go like this. And Sefik just nods and says, "Yeah, I can accompany you guys to the mine. 40 gold is the price. 20 now, and 20 when we're back up at the top. And no harm, no foul. I can guide you up to where the mine is."
All right. I pay him the 20 gold.
He takes 10 of the gold and just like wraps it off and tosses it straight to Torga. And
we're paying out of Smoke's.
So, yep, you guys will have to be explained why Smoke has no money next session.
Okay.
So you see this like well-dressed confident man says, "Well, if you guys know, we got about a half-hour journey up ahead of us, and up the hill we go to the wonderful mines that are closed. Don't know why you need me, but here I am." And he kind of like looks at Punto. "Are you all right? That was quite a tumble you had."
Well, we're still picking up tools and everything and attaching them. He's like, "Oh, yeah, I'm okay. I just don't get out much, so just here to fix things if it's needed." Putting all the wrenches and everything back on. And
he kind of like looks at Maximus. He says, "Yeah, I can see why you maybe need a bit more help. No problem. Yeah, this way up the mountain, guys." And Sefik kind of strides ahead as you guys kind of like, he's making a pretty brisk pace, not encumbered by the weather at all.
Give the wink and finger gun to Maximus.
Sefik, what's your trick? How come you can handle the cold?
Oh, it's not cold. It's like I don't know. It's not that bad. Always been good with the elements. I mean, most of your people, when I see them, they're in light clothing as well.
Well, that's why I want to know. How do you survive this weather like I can?
Well, we all have our secrets, don't we?
All right.
Just one of mine. And he just kind of smiles and waves and kind of like, "Come on, guys, we're going up the mountain." And he just kind of strides off, like, just a happy-go-lucky kind of guy.
Hey, Ponto. Hey, they're all gonna know that we killed him if we just kill this guy right after we left with him. Is that okay, or?
I mean, you guys didn't think about that, but that's a you problem, not a me problem.
That's fine, right, Ponto?
We're doing this to be able to help the 10 towns. If he's actually murdering people in towns, we'll deal with that after. We have to stop this guy.
Well, we can always say that a monster killed him.
Hey, he fell in the mine.
Maybe we should confront him about the crimes before we execute him.
So you guys are talking super quietly as he's leading the party, I'm assuming.
No, I was whispering to Ponto. I don't know what the rest of these guys are going on about.
Super quiet.
I'm talking in people's heads.
I was more worried about Smoke because, like, big Leonin, booming voice.
Roar.
Yeah, roar kind of person.
Confronting him makes sense.
We're gonna confront him, all right.
Well, I can be talking to him right now, and I'll run up, like, chase him up to the front of the party.
So you guys are walking up. He's making pretty good pace. Like it's just another day for him. He is moving.
Wait up, man! I'm not that young snappers.
Yeah, Smoke is kind of like beside you, Quincy, kind of like, urging you, kind of like half picking you up every other step. Like, he is trying to help expedite your pace here. So, for everyone's sake, we're gonna kind of get within about like 100 feet of the mines. You can kind of see the path kind of coming up to the top, and you can kind of see the mine opening with a big door on the front. What would you guys like to do? Or would you like to be talking to Sefik during this time,
I'd like
Maximus?
to talk to Sefik.
Sure, yeah. Yep. What would
And
you
be
like to say?
So Sefik, we're kind of new here in Icewind Dale, and there's some weird traditions that you guys have. I've heard of this
Oh,
Frostmaiden. Do you know where?
oh
Do you know
yeah.
where she lives?
Lives? No. It's been unfortunate. We're all trying to do our best here. It's not easy. This cold is really screwing with people's heads. It kind of making some of them go crazy. If you come across a few wildlife like I have, some polar bears or some wolves, they're vicious right now. You got to pay attention if you're cooking food outside and whatnot. Just you know, keep a low profile, keep your eyes peeled, because free meals, they attract things. So just word to the wise. I appreciate the money, and I'll help you get up to the top here, and just take care of your guys' selves if you're new
What
here.
else do you know about this Frostmaiden?
Uh, you know, she's the one that keeps it cold. Yeah, it's not bothering me too much. I mean, shit for everybody else, but it's all right.
And if there's a ritual that the towns do to honor her, you know what that's all
Oh,
about?
oh, you mean like the after when the new moon's coming up, and they like some of the towns, like they have different traditions. Oh, that's what you're talking about. Yeah, not really my thing, but they think that sacrificing some food or some heat, maybe a person, kind of help things out.
A person, really?
Yeah, yeah, like some of the big towns like East Haven, and there's a few others. Targos, I think, is one of them. Yeah, they sacrifice some people.
How does that, is it a ritual? How do they
No, it's
sacrifice a
kind of like
person?
it's hard to say. Can you roll a persuasion check just to see how loose he's going to be?
I'd like to
Natural
be
20.
watching his
Pardon?
reaction.
I rolled a natural 20.
Perfect.
So you want
He
my
will be
persuasion plus
upfront and
3?
honest with you. He will tell you exactly what you guys know from Metha and Aaron, that they draw people's names, and then that person gets chosen, and then they get sacrificed to the Frost Maiden through a couple of other ways. Some people burn them. Some people just bring them out to the edge to let wild animals eat them. There's a few various ways.
Quincy's gonna say in Maximus's head, ask him what happens if they abscond from not getting sacrificed.
And what if the selected individual resists? What happens then?
Oh, well, usually the militia find them and kind of make sure of it. Townsfolk kind of know what to do once a person's been chosen.
The
Hasn't
militia
happened
take
very
care of
often.
that?
Yeah, well, they follow the speaker's orders, and they once the name is chosen, their fate's kind of damned, as they speak. So haven't heard much people about absconding from after like the name's been drawn and read out. It's kind of like that's it is what it is. So what's with the questions? Like, you guys should know about this. Like, this is
No,
normal
we're
stuff
new
here for
here.
us. Oh,
This is new to us.
yeah.
This kind
Okay.
of ritual sacrifice is
Mm-hmm.
not something that happens, in the southern towns. This is all new. This is Icewind Dale. This is like the
Yeah.
wild
Maximus, you're from Waterdeep, right?
north. Waterdeep, yeah.
Yep. So you would recognize Sefik's gear as very Sword Coast, from like the Waterdeep area. It looks like he's like fresh off the docks, kind of, so to speak. Like, he's used to this warm temperatures. He's not perspiring. He's not sweating in this. He's just walking up, easy peasy.
Where are you from originally?
Oh, well, down south, well into water deep for a while, and then Neverwinter, and then kind of out into the ocean a bit, and then back up and made my way here. Found a good gig. It's cold doesn't bug me really right now, so it's easy. It's easy money. Yeah.
My
you
people
guys-
sacrifice people all the time. It's fun. We do it on Sunday.
Is that a real thing, Ray?
Yeah.
People sacrifice people all the time on
Fucking
Sunday.
happens all the time. I was raised by Yetis. We kill each other for fun.
You
I
were
killed my
raised by
sister.
Yetis. That's an interesting one. Huh.
Mm.
And your name is
Yeti.
Yeti. Of course it is. Huh. And Sefik looks you up and down. He's like, I'll remember you next time I run into one of those. So.
You won't remember me because I'm going to kill you now.
Oh my god. And like Sefik
Whoa.
kind of like, whoa. That's not okay. And you see him like backing up, hands up. He's like, look, guys, you guys paid me. I don't mean any harm here. Like, I don't know what you guys want, but he is like on edge. He's like backing out. He's like, I think I'm good. He can see the mines just up like 100 meters up. He's like, I'm gonna turn around and kind of head back.
Smoke looks around, grabs his axes, and goes, "Is it game time? Is it game time?"
Game on.
Sounds like we need to roll initiative on this one. As you see, Sefik Caltro like pulls his longsword and then apparates an ice dagger in his other hand.
Oh shit! I don't have an ice dagger.
Oh, that was real good.
Good job, Maximus.
That was
Busted.
Quincy.
What?
Oh my goodness.
Oh, okay. Well, you got a map pulled up.
Yeah, I pulled a map up. It was just a snowy map. You can add Sefik to the box of stuff.
This is stupid. I don't have any of my initiative shit set up in here.
Sorry.
That's all good.
I was in the middle of a conversation.
What are you talking about?
I mean, you knew it was going to come down this road anyways, but he didn't. And now the Dalmore is gone.
Smoke. Yeti. And how do you spell Sefik?
SPHEK.
SPHEK. Okay. Okay, Max. Initiative. Maximus.
Roll it up.
Oh, you haven't got it yet? Quincy. Nobody?
19.
19?
I got a 2.
19. Quincy got 2. Ponto?
13.
13. Smoke?
12.
12. And I got 14.
Okay, you can add Sefik twice to the initiative. SEPHEK. He got a 20 and a 9.
I don't understand.
I am so uncomfortable. 20 and a 9 sucks. That means he goes twice in a row.
20?
20
Oh, no.
and a
Of course he
9,
does.
not
Of course he does.
29. 20 and 9. So,
Okay.
perfect. Yep, that's perfect.
He's done.
I don't know if you want to just pull a humanoid out of your pocket.
I
Right.
will do that.
I don't know how to do that.
Okay, so we're just in a random map here, all
Yeah,
clumped up.
Yep, because you're all walking together
So, based on where we finished, I was probably right beside him because I'm having a nice little chat with him.
Yeah.
And then
Why do you take so long, Maximus?
Soko and Smoke come and bum rush him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that seems...
He's good.
Yeah, I would say that's probably where you guys are.
But the two of us are still just having a conversation.
Absolutely.
I didn't do anything
back
to
here.
threaten him.
Wait up, guys.
Quincy was being hustled by... Sure,
Yeah, but as soon as Smoke let go and ran up forward there, he'd be like,
Hey!
Yeah, I could see you falling behind. That's no problem. There goes that one. Yeah. So with 20, Sefik pulls out his longsword and apparates an ice dagger in one hand, and you see him kind of smile and says, "Oh, seems like you guys aren't as smart as you are good, or as smart as you guys are good doing business." And runs up to Smoke and engages him with his long sword and swipes at him. He rolls a hit. Does 18 hit Smoke?
Does.
Okay. For that's a lot. For 8 points of slashing damage.
Ooh.
won't Gord be pissed when you kill his character off in the first combat?
That's a lot of
I
damage.
killed my last character off, so it's fair.
That is true.
That's true, yeah.
Yep. So he swipes you with his longsword, hits you for 8 points of damage. You feel as the longsword slashes across part of your furs, you feel the cold from the blade seep into your chest, and you know this guy means business. It feels like ice itself has penetrated inside your armor.
Smoke just roars at him.
Okay, Maximus.
Is that a
you're
reaction?
next.
Do you have a reaction that gives you a bonus when you roar?
I actually think he does.
He has a roar ability.
I
don't know
do.
if it's a reaction though.
Yeah, daunting roar as a bonus action once per short rest.
So you have to do it on
it's your turn. You have to do it on
Oh, it's
your
my
turn.
turn.
No, it's not your turn yet.
Okay.
So next
My
in the
turn.
order is Maximus.
Oh my goodness, you guys!
I didn't do this. This is all you guys.
That was Maximus. I think it was Maximus's fault.
Maximus,
Blame it always
your
on
Poncho's
Maximus.
voice. This is what you get for listening to me.
Tie. This is what
I
you
was
get
the
for
one that
listening
said
to me.
we're going to get pinned on this, that we shouldn't do this.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm going to
Make yourself look like a hot girl. Isn't that the plan?
Mock his shoes.
you guys.
Hey, you guys.
What you doing, Maximus?
All right,
The
Maximus
blues
is
him.
going to say, Sefik,
Jason's all thrown off
Wow,
by the
he's just-
chaos.
Sefik, I would prefer a battle of wits, but you seem to be unarmed. And I'm going to cast Vicious Mockery.
Sure. What kind of save is that?
It's a wisdom save.
Perfect. I'm sure he fails by rolling a 3. So what does he take?
1d4. Here we go.
Okay. First damage. Let's go.
It's a 3.
Woo.
And his next attack roll has disadvantage.
Okay. Now we're on to Yeti.
Yeti will cast Fairy Fire in an area that will hit only Maximus and the rocks behind him.
You're going to hit Maximus and the rocks behind
Oh, sorry. Not Maximus.
I was about to say,
Sefik.
that's peculiar. Okay. Sure. What does Sefik need to do?
He needs to make a dexterity saving throw, DC 14.
Does he have to stay in the cube?
No, it's just a one. It's a one-shot thing. So
Okay.
he gets a dex save right now, and if he passes, it goes away.
He rolls a 1. So
Okay, so he
Fairy
fails
Fire is
that.
on him.
So now he's glowing in a violet light, and we get advantage on attacks against him.
Perfect.
And then I will.
You kind of see him swiping at the stuff. He's like, "What are you guys doing? What is this?"
Then I'll cast Shillelagh as a bonus action,
Shillelagh.
which is a cantrip, so I'm good to do that.
Yep.
So that's my
Now
round.
we're okay. And Ponto, we are on to you.
5, 10, 15 feet. And as I'm moving, can I just like scrounge through the snow and like find a rock or two?
Sure, roll an investigation check. It's not going to be very big. You're on your way up a mountain.
Well, does a 3 get me a really small rock?
You get 1.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Man.
So I'm going to hold the rock up, and I'm going to cast Catapult on the rock, and I'm going to catapult a rock towards him.
Boy, what's that? What does he need to do?
Needs to make a Dexterity saving throw.
Ah,
Oh,
use your
that's-
attack rolls.
Dirty 20.
Oh, okay, so he saves, and the rock goes flying way off to the side.
Oof. Is catapult a cantrip?
Nope.
It's first level spell.
Lovely. Okay, on to Smoke. Smoke, you are
okay.
bleeding from the wound you received.
I've never played a barbarian, but
Okay, so
should I do the
first things
daunting
of
roar
actions,
or rage?
Bonus action rage first because you're going to cut some of the damage down right away. Make sure that when you took your damage that the 4 temporary hit points went away first, and then
Yeah.
4 hit points into your actual toil. So you want a bonus action, probably rage, and then engage Suffolk. So
You have advantage
Okay,
on
cool.
hits against him right now, too.
you
so-
have advantage on attacks against it.
It says I have advantage on strength checks and saving throws. But
Yeah,
not
no, you have
attacks.
advantage on
Oh, but-
attacks because he's got fairy fire. He's glittered up in this blue, purple, violet light. So he's easy to see.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to get myself raged up and walk.
He deals some
I
bonus
guess, and then
damage,
attack
too.
him with my hand axes.
With your battle axe, most likely.
Oh, great axe! Yeah,
That one.
1d12.
So roll 2d20s and then add the modifier to hit.
2d20s.
Yeah.
Advantage.
Because you have
Because
advantage.
you have advantage.
Okay. Oh, that's a dirty 20.
Perfect. That hits. So now you want to roll your d12 and add +1 to it.
Plus the rage damage.
Plus, well, that's right, rage damage. So add 3 to that d12.
He's got a really shitty strength.
He does.
What?
I didn't make the character. I'm just looking at it.
What?
Yeah, it's 1d12 plus 1.
Oh my god.
So what was your D12?
I'm just rolling it now. That is an 8, so 9 points of damage.
So nope, that'll be.
Oh shit, my headphones just died.
It's okay.
Sorry.
We can still hear you. 8 plus 3 would be 11 points of damage. Okay, so you take your axe and you swing down on him, and you catch him like just in the collarbone a bit, and he kind of grunts. Ugh. You kind of see a little bit of blood trickle and kind of freeze in place on his chest. And we will go on to the next person. Oh boy! So Sefik comes up with his ice dagger, and doesn't kind of like what he's seeing. You see him kind of just mutter a few words, and then he magically moves himself over to this side and teleports there. He's like, it's not very nice to just go and attack me all of a sudden. And you see this dagger kind of come out of nowhere and strike Smoke in the back.
Oh no.
Where is
Ice
he?
knife.
Oh, there.
No, it's not ice knife. That would be awful.
Yeah.
I'm not pulling that shit right now. You just see a dagger come out and hits. Definitely hits with I think like a 16 to hit Smoke. I don't know what his AC is. 15. So it definitely hits him, and he takes 4 points of piercing damage, reduced to 2 points of damage from his rage. And we are on to Quincy.
Quincy's going to fumble around with his cane, and all of a sudden, Chaos Boat rips out of it. I rolled 2d4s for the damage, but I got to hit it first, eh? I did not roll the attack first.
You get advantage on your attack.
It's too bad there's not two people.
If it's an attack roll, it is.
Okay, first roll. And second roll. So the first one was a 16 to hit. Does that hit?
Yes, it does hit him.
Okay, so I did 2 4s and a 6, right?
I don't know what spell are you casting?
Chaos Bolt.
It is
The D6 is determines the damage.
It's
type.
2d8s and 1d6.
Okay.
I'll roll 2d8s, take the first one, and that'll determine the type of damage, and then add them all up, and that is the damage total to Sefik.
Okay, I rolled 2 4s and a 3 on the D6. So let me see.
So if you rolled 2d4s on the d8s,
Yeah.
then another bolt comes off and hits him again.
Well, it can't hit the same target.
Oh, it
twice.
can't hit the same target. Yeah, so that doesn't matter. That's too bad.
It's force damage. So
Okay,
he
so
takes 11 points of force damage.
Perfect.
You could just
It
hit
hit-
a friendly character,
Yeah, it hits
and
the
if
other
you roll
guy
the
in
same
the turn
numbers
order.
again, then you
Yeah.
can hit again.
Maximus
Not
is
work
right
that
there.
way.
I could hit Smoke.
You could. That's true.
You could smoke him.
No, we better not kill Gord's character while he's not here. Man, would he be pissed though?
Oof.
Wait.
So that's your turn, Quincy.
Yeah.
You can see Sefik. He's kind of like he's breathing hard from these hits, and you can kind of see him take a deep breath and he kind of feels a little bit better.
Oh, what the hell?
Second wind.
Maybe. He runs forward, and you see him kind of He straddles to the side here, and he takes his dagger. And he just flicks it straight at Quincy.
One that he threw already?
Well, he apparates another one in his hand.
Oh, man.
Yep. 21 to hit you.
Cool.
You'll take 5 plus 4 points of cold damage on top of that for 9 total. As the dagger pierces into you, and you kind of and you can kind of see this cloud of like ice kind of apparate out of it into your chest as you're just kind of like.
Good thing I had all those temporary hit points.
Yeah.
And
that would
that
almost
was
kill
his
me.
turn. Now we're on to Maximus.
Okay, Maximus sees Quincy take a dagger to the heart.
Ouch!
What's Maximus doing?
He's gonna run over to Quincy and cure wounds.
Oh,
Nice.
We have a healer?
Because,
I'm so disappointed in this.
He's down.
are you going to use your cure wound spell?
Yeah,
Okay, so it's a D8 plus your charisma modifier.
it's 11. That's max healing.
Wow. You cannot. I don't think you can heal up into your temporary hit points.
No,
No.
you can't.
So
So you're full.
you're full. Hooray! You can
Um,
see kind of like the steam, the magic from Maximus kind of just pushes through, and kind of like you can see the frost kind of emanate back out of the wound.
So then
As,
I'd like to bonus action just say to Quincy, you got this, man. You got this. And I'd like to give him Bardic Inspiration.
Sure. Yep, that's great. So note that down, Quincy. And we are on to, you're still muted because your thing is here and it needs to be here.
I don't know where I'd put Bardic Inspiration, but
Just note it down.
I just give it to you. There you
okay.
go.
They should have a little thingy.
Well, they have an inspiration button, but it's
It's not Bardic Inspiration.
not Bardic Inspiration.
Yeah.
We're on to Yeti.
They should have
Yeti
it.
will run up to this guy right there. Actually, he'll move over here. And then attack him with his shillelagh.
Okay, go for it. You have advantage to hit.
21.
Absolutely hits all day.
And that is 8 damage.
Perfect.
That's with my quarterstaff. Come on.
Mhm. Perfect.
That's my
And that's
turn.
everything from you.
Yep, that's me.
On to Ponto.
Uh,
Smoke, you're up next.
Ponto's gonna panic a little bit, and he's gonna start messing around with his vambrace. He's gonna reach his hand forward and cast Lightning Lure. So, a strength saving throw.
Sure. I'm sure that fails with a 9.
Hey! So he gets pulled 10 feet towards me and takes a d8 of lightning damage. For a whopping 3 points of lightning damage.
Pulled to here.
Bring it back.
How much damage does he take?
3 points of lightning damage.
Oh, my headphone did not disconnect. Just 1 second. 3. Got it.
Good thing it was single digits. Easy.
So he's 2 times in the turn order.
Yep.
Which one of them like gets the disadvantage with attack roll that
I did roll with disadvantage.
but it's the same person. It's not like there's 2 different characters here.
It's his next
Yes.
attack.
It was just his next attack. It wasn't
All right.
like... Yeah. So he took 3 points of lightning damage, right?
Yep.
Okay. No problem. It's noted. Smoke, we're on to you.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to do Daunting Roar. I'm going to walk up to him or run up to him.
Yeah.
And do Daunting Roar.
Okay. What does that do?
That is must succeed on a Wisdom saving throw of a DC 14.
He does not.
So he becomes frightened of you until the end of next turn.
Okay.
Yes.
And then
So he has disadvantage on all attacks against anybody.
yeah, and then I want to attack him with my Great Axe.
Great. Go for it. Roll 2d20s and take the higher.
And 15. So 15 plus 3 is...
That hits.
Yeah, okay.
And roll a d12 and then add 3 to it.
D12.
Man, I miss being a barbarian.
That's 15.
Oh, nice. Well done. You see Smoke swing his axe straight up and catches him kind of underneath the arm, and you see his arm like kind of almost dislocate off of his body, kind of slump down, useless. And he screams out in pain as blood is like dripping and kind of freezing down his side. We are on to Cephik again. You see again, kind of Cephik goes, you kind of see that sinew and flesh start to heal up in his arm as
Third wind.
Pardon?
Third wind. He used his second wind already. He's on to his third.
And you see maybe something unnatural about him and the cold weather. He takes his long sword and just like carves into Smoke. A 17 plus 7 to hit. That definitely hits you for 10 points of slashing damage. Half to 5. Half to 5, and then the blade pulses, and you take 4 points of cold damage on top of that.
Is he alive still?
I think he's pretty close.
You can hear him just like do short breaths, and he's just on a hair.
You can see like Cephik is like, sweat starting to kind of like profusely pour down his face. Cephik is definitely hurt as well. You can see his piercing blue eyes, and he's breathing hard, and he's looking around, and that's his turn, and we're up to Quincy now.
Quincy is going to cast Chill Touch.
Okay.
That's a good idea. This guy keeps healing himself.
Exactly.
That's a great idea.
20 to hit.
That hits.
And he takes 3 points of damage.
Woo! 3 points of damage.
Necrotic damage. But he cannot heal till the end of my next turn, I believe.
Yeah.
As in heal, as in what?
On a hit, the target takes 1d8 damage, and you can't regain hit points until the start of your next turn.
Perfect. That is great use of that spell.
That's brilliant.
And since it is a cantrip,
this old gnarled old spectral hand of an old man comes out and touches him. Hey, Sonny, you're being bad.
You kind of see this hand grasp at his throat. He's kind of just shaking it off, and Cephik gets to his turn, and he kind of just sees him like he's done all the time, and nothing kind of happens, and he just grimaces, and yells out, and you see him teleport out of the range and appear behind Yeti, and takes the dagger and plunges it into like Yeti's back
Oh.
with a 17 plus 5 to hit.
Yes, that definitely hits.
Yeah, for 4 points of piercing damage and 2 points of cold damage.
We're having
Cold damage
Yeti
is half.
kebabs.
And that's it.
All right.
That's so 4 points of piercing, 2 points of cold on top of that. But the cold would be halved to 1 for you.
To 1. Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. And we're on to Maximus.
Okay, Maximus is he's done with this guy and him hurting his friends. He's gonna pull out his short bow and he's gonna shoot him.
Sure. Yeah. You have advantage to hit.
That is
Ooh,
the 24
actually-
to hit.
I need to make a concentration check.
You do. Yeah, gotta beat a 10.
Yeah, I got 11.
Yes. Sorry, what was that, Maximus?
That's 24 to hit,
Okay, that hits.
and that is 6 points of damage.
Perfect, that's great. You see that bolt just kind of catch him just in the base of the clavicle, just above where the armor catches him. He's and he just breaks it off and continues on. Yeti, we're on to you.
Oh, I'd like to do a bonus action.
Oh, bonus action. Sorry.
And I'll come over here and I will look at Smoke and I'll be like, Smoke! Whoa, buddy, that's a lot of blood. I'll start patching him up. It's not like a healing. It's just like, I got you. I'll take care of you. And I want to give him some inspiration. Like, look, you're gonna make it. You're gonna make it. Okay.
You might need this on the death saves.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd like to give inspiration to Smoke.
Sure. Just make note of that, Becker. And
It's a D6.
it's a D6 on I don't know what.
Attacks and
Saves
saves.
or
Attacks.
saves or attack.
Yeah.
Attacks and saves. Okay,
Cool.
But not
Okay.
death saves.
not death saves.
Save.
It's a save. True, you're right. Yeti, we are on to you. You got stabbed in the back with this exploding knife.
I will turn around angrily and try and wrap him in the head with my shillelagh.
Go for it. Roll to attack with advantage. Shillelagh.
18 to hit.
That hits all day.
It's his magic stick.
8 magic stick damage.
His magic beating stick.
It
8.
also counts as a magical weapon if things have damage reduction or whatever.
Oh, okay. Perfect. Okay. We
He's
are
still
on to.
alive?
Yep, he is.
Jesus
Because
Christ.
he kept healing.
Ponto, it's up to you.
Ponto is going to move and get a clear sight line. Dig
Hey,
through the
Yeti, you
snow.
can't move. You're done.
I didn't get to move yet.
Okay, fair enough.
I just stepped 5 feet.
Okay.
Dig through the snow, try to find another rock.
Okay. How many rocks did you find this time?
All this debris right here.
I rolled a 7.
You found 2 rocks this time.
I drop one of them and I lift the other one up and I cast catapult again.
Okay.
Deck save.
It's a natural 20 for his save.
Son of a crap.
I'm sorry.
Doesn't he have disadvantage on deck saves when
Because he's
got...
frightened.
He pushes through the frightened and is not affected.
What about the
Fairy fire.
fairy fire? What's that do?
That's advantage on
Advantage to hit him.
That's it? There's
Yep.
no saving throw.
No, it's stuck to him.
No, I
And-
mean there's no saving throw disadvantage or anything like that.
No.
Okay.
And I will move around this pile of rocks and
Sure. Yep. Smoke, we are on to you.
Okay.
What is Smoke doing?
Smoke, before he moves, he just yells out, goes, I need healing. And he runs up in a fit of rage towards him.
yes.
And attacks him with his great axe.
Perfect. Roll 2d20s to attack.
Oh, that was horrible. That's not going to hit. A 5?
But you have
Nope.
inspiration.
Oh, +4.
You can roll.
Don't even
That's
bother
You
a
have a
using
D6.
it.
D6 inspiration.
Oh, D6. Okay, I'll roll D6.
So
Don't
add a
bother.
d6 to your total.
Oh my goodness, I rolled a 1.
Yeah,
that's
no,
not
that
gonna
doesn't
happen. Yeah.
Mike just died inside right there. Suffolk
You can't even
Grunts.
take one guy out.
grunts and you see him just apparate behind Maximus, and you see him take out his longsword and cleave down into him. These rolls for 19 plus 7 to hit.
Oh my god.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Yeah, that hit.
Yeah.
I know it does.
26 hits the level 1 player. What?
Yeah, it does.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. You take 5 points of slashing damage plus 3 points of cold damage. Pulses into you. And you see him trying, and nothing again happens. You don't see any of his wounds healing up. And we are on to Quincy.
He's going to do the same thing he did last time.
Oh, perfect. What do I need to do?
22 to hit.
Yeah.
Are you doing chill touch?
Chill touch, and
Okay.
he takes
Yeah,
8
20.
points of necrotic damage.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
boy, nice hit. You see this hand run out and just grab and clasp onto like something and kind of sees something pull out of his body. And you see Suffolk just kind of stumble forward, and he's definitely hurting. He's
Still alive?
still alive.
What the
Yes.
hell?
I better hightail it out of here now.
That is probably a pretty good thing. I will allow you to move, Quincy.
And then I gotta
'Cause-
hide behind this big ass rock over here.
Okay, yeah. You see Suffolk in his he's not blinking in and out of consciousness, but you can see he's hurt. He's close. For the last time of the day, he will pop back over. Actually, no, he'll stay where he is. He'll take his dagger and try and swipe at Maximus again. That won't hit with a 7 to hit. So he'll take his dagger and swing out to just plunge it into you. And you duck as it kind of just, you can feel the cold of the blade kind of go over your head. That's Suffolk's turn. Maximus, it is your turn.
Okay. I have my longbow out at the moment, but since he's right up in my face,
Yeah.
I'm gonna drop the longbow or the short bow and stab him with my short sword.
Perfect. Roll the hit with advantage.
Natural 20.
Yeah.
That'll hit.
Do it. Do it.
That is 13 damage.
You plunge that blade into him, and you kind of see him. And then you see him kind of just like slump to the ground, and he just crumples and he falls, and then you kind of see him shake a bit. and this like apparition comes out of him and just almost goes over to you. You will find out once more. And you'll see this like ghoulish hand come out and swipe through you. And nope, it won't hit you, thankfully. You'll feel this cold, withered hand pierce through your body and try and rip at something deep in your core. But you somehow mentally push his forceful will out of you. And you see this beam of light as his eyes are like, you will see me again. And his spirit just kind of apparates into the nothingness. And we will stop our session there.
Jesus.
Thanks for listening to Perilous Pursuits. Be sure to check out our website at perilouspursuits.com for new episodes, news, and other information. In the meantime, go give your Craig cat a walk, give your owlbear a big hug, and go play some D&D.